Welcome, Sag. How are you doing? This is G. You're watching Allastrology and Sag. This is your February 2023 video. We're going to talk about an ending and a beginning, and you will get cards, a card for each event. I also want to make a quick mention before I get into it that there is a short companion video, I'm calling it, or a prequel, whatever. It's like 10 minutes long, but it talks about a lot of the outer planets that are making changes, that are going into different signs. So this is actually a pretty big deal because whether we're aware of it or not, our mind and our body is aware of those changes. And so many times it can explain some of the fluctuations in our energy or, tied into what we care about and the way we think, the way we talk and communicate. So it will also give you a bigger picture of the February energies. So I'm going to talk to you about this, but I want you to put them together so you have the complete picture for this month. Okay. Now let's begin with February 5th. February 5th, we have a full moon, and it is in the sign of Leo. So this is very beneficial for you, Sag, because it's a fire sign, right? And you are a fire sign. And so this release and this let go is a trine. So can you think of some things that you're glad that you are letting them go? What would those things be, right? Are you glad you're letting that person go? Are you glad you're letting that job go? Are you glad you're letting some clothing go? Are you glad you're letting some weight go? Like there could be 101 different things that would kind of fit into this, right? But it's a release and a let go. And because it's in Leo energy can be your romantic partner, something you used to do for fun, something you did as a child, something that you consider, oh, I'm in my happy place when I do this, right? It's joy, dating, mating, relating, taking a risk with my body. Leo energy, because it's a full moon in Leo, can be very expressive, very full of life. It's got the sun as its ruler. So when we're having a full moon in the sign of Leo, it's odd because it's the moon, which is water, which is feminine energy. The sun is masculine energy and it's fire. And normally they're at opposite ends of each other. And that's what makes a full moon. But the thing is that with this full moon, it's the sun and the moon, right? Because it's the full moon in Leo. So it's as if we're having a closure, a completion, an ending, a let go, a release, but it's to make room for the new. It's to close a door and multiple doors will open. That is the kind of the bigger message of this release and this ending for this full moon. Now let's find out the good stuff, which is where does this happen in your life, Sag? This release is ending in your 9th house. So this 9th house, let's go over the 9th house keywords for you, because it can be one or two of these things, or it can be all of them. A lot of times people just don't see these things in their life, but the reality is it encompasses usually all of it. So 9th house keywords: wisdom, going to school, knowledge, right? We go to extended education. Are you finishing? Did you just complete something, right? Did you have a extra, like, were you taking extended education? Were you doing like weekend workshops? Do you do school online? Are you graduating? You're completing something, right? It's also traveling, but traveling long distances, right? Getting in a car, going coast to coast, going on a very long ride. We had a person on the live the other night and she travels a lot. And she said she drives everywhere. She does not go in the plane. And I thought, holy crap. Because when she was first talking about all the traveling she does, I thought, surely, it never even dawned on me that maybe this was a person who did a lot of driving until I saw the chart. And I realized, oh, hell yeah. She's got Sagittarius in her 4th house. So being on the road is like home for her, right? 4th house, home. Sagittarius, the driver. Sagittarius, the person on the horse. What do you do when you're on a horse? You're traveling. Remember horsepower, like the way it used to be done? Yeah. So Sagittarius energy, 9th house. This is also beliefs. So it's like philosophy on life. It's religion. It's spirituality, beliefs. And this has been a huge theme globally. So what else is Sagittarius? It is 9th house energy. So this is you I'm talking about, right? Yeah, you're having a full moon in your ninth house. Sag is ninth house. Jupiter rules this area. So it's wisdom, but it's the sun ruling it because you have Leo energy there. So it's really interesting because it's fire within fire. Wow. And this trines you. So this will some way benefit you. Remember I said long distance traveling? Maybe you were doing long distance traveling on a regular basis for work. And maybe you're like, I'm so done. I don't want to do this anymore. Right. So a release and an ending that's somehow beneficial for you. Yeah. Yeah. You're very, very fortunate. Sag and Leo, children, fun, joy, creativity. Were you a teacher? Is there a possibility you were teaching and you're not going to be teaching anymore? And it could be something that was physical. It could be creative arts, right? So we think of like gymnastics and stuff like that. But like church is involved with this too, doing music at church because it's in the ninth house, right? So it's the performer in the ninth house, the spiritual house, being a performer, shining, like your light shining, right? And Leo energy is, yeah, it's all about that. This would be teachers and preachers too, right? There's something that you're ending. And you got a really nice card. Look how beautiful that is. You got a little one, which represents children, and Leo is children. So is there something about maybe a little one isn't little anymore and they're going away to school? Are you dealing with empty nest syndrome or about to, right? Because it's like there's this little one, but then there's this unicorn, which is rare, which is almost unimaginable. Was like, is that a real thing? Can that exist? And then there's a rainbow and there's the moon in the background and you've got the earth, you've got some water, you've got, yeah, the elements are all present supporting this. It says gratitude and appreciation on the card even. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this beautiful card. You see the third eye, the unicorn with the horn out? It's communication. Ah, that's something I didn't mention. Ninth house energy. If you're releasing, ninth house energy is intuitions as well. It's seeing the future, it's prophets. It's like sage energy, right? So there's something that you're releasing, something you're choosing to close the door on because it has to do with your beliefs. And maybe it has something to do with a little one or literally the degrees of you that are the little one, like something you used to do when you were a kid for fun, your happy place, something you're giving up, something you're like, you know what, I don't really need this anymore. Could be something like that, but it's definitely connected to a belief of yours, a fantasy, perhaps, right? This card is a little fantastical, maybe a fantasy, maybe it has to do with your romantic partners. Maybe you were being a little fantastical with who a romantic partner should be or what they should look like, and you're changing your beliefs when it comes to that. That could be it. But having gratitude and appreciation, very optimistic, very positive energy. The gratitude and the appreciation will change everything. You're changing something that you believe in, and it has to do with Leo energy. Remember, where one door closes, multiple doors are going to open. Just believe. And now we're going to move on to the third week in February. February 20th, we have a new moon and it is in Pisces energy. Pisces is a lot to do with creativity, just like Leo. Okay. Pisces is very dreamy, also just like Leo. Or not like Leo. It's not dreamy like Leo. It's dreamy like Sagittarius energy. Can be very dreamy and very idealistic. That ninth house we just talked about, that's ninth house. That's Pisces. Yeah. Because Jupiter is very similar. It's the ancient ruler of Pisces, right? So dreams and fantasies, movies, sci-fi, music, sound, sensitivities, empathy, compassion, understanding, forgiveness. This is all Pisces energy, and it's a new beginning, and it's near the 0-degree mark. So it's powerful. It is a grand new beginning, and possibly there might be some faith involved in this, I'm hearing, and to just believe. So maybe there was something you kind of gave up on. Let's see where this happens in your life. Sagittarius, fourth house. This is at home, Sag. There was something about home and your beliefs, something that was more, I don't know, maybe it was warm and fuzzy, idealistic, a place where you feel like you just want to sleep and relax and chill. Pisces in the fourth house is very dreamy, right? It's a place where, yeah, there's a high level of sensitivity And wow, this is interesting. A new moon there, a new beginning in the home. So I'm thinking about the big picture of the card you just got and what it's asking you to consider, what you're going to be releasing, and how Jupiter was involved in that because it's your ninth house. And well, Jupiter is your ruler. So it's really fascinating to me because this is tying this into this Pisces beginning in the home. This is feelings, this is family, this is emotions, this is nurturing, this is mom energy. So it can be feminine energy. Pisces is feminine too. So this is very feminine, absolutely. What I love about this new beginning is understanding keeps just coming forward really big here. Like a light bulb goes on and there's some sort of a new perspective that you have about home and about family. Okay. It's a new perspective. And so it's going to bring about a new beginning. And now we're going to pull you a card because this is in your fourth house of family. And remember when I say home, it's not just like the physical home, although that's a huge part of it, but it's also this home, your feelings and things about childhood, right? Was childhood a bit of a mystery or was there some confusion in childhood, right? Did your home feel like it was, because when it's in Pisces, it's blurry. It's not just fantasy and make believe and I want to sleep and dream, but it can be blurry and fuzzy, which means as a child, you may have changed homes a lot or had different people around, like maybe your own physical mother was absent, right? And so you had other people who kind of stepped in as mom because it's Pisces. So there might be some understanding, there might be some forgiveness involved, but either way, this is a new beginning and it's a good new beginning. So let's get that card. There we go. Expansion. Can you see it? Do you see all the color? You got the fire, the sun setting in the background, the different colors in the sky. There's even hot air balloons, which is air, representing air. So fire and air, the earth element is really strong here. I believe there's a waterfall in the center of this picture and a rainbow and a person sitting on a deer. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. A hummingbird. You've got like a divine mother god. You've got like a divine mother goddess energy there. The nature nymphs. You are divinely supported with this. Now, this is such a great card, but there's expansion. See the hummingbirds? It's joy. They bring joy. The deers bring a gentle new beginning. Oh, wow. Yeah, it was almost that's what they're saying. It was almost like you gave up on something I heard before, but this new beginning is going to expand you even more, Jupiter. Expansion. Look at that. I mean, how crazy is this, right? You're going to be expanded even more because this is at home. Your emotions will be expanded, but it also kind of represents that you're going to have it's like your home is either bigger or there's multiple homes. So some of you could be like in between what you would call home, right? Or something like that. Or you literally purchase or you have another place called home, or you're bouncing back and forth between two places that are considered home because there's a process of expansion. And in the experiencing, see the two hands touching? Yes, the two hands. Okay. That's definitely a masculine and a feminine hand. You see that? See those two hands touching? Yeah, this is really wild. So this is somebody, because this is kind of what I was hearing, something in the home, something I might have gave up on. Um, and in the home, it's like there's masculine and feminine energy that's present here with this card. Okay. So regardless of however you identify, this card is showing both masculine and feminine, but happiness and joy, dare to explore, dare to try, dare to believe. There's air involved, so it's definitely communication and talking, which is important. You have divine mother goddess energy supporting you and joy and laughter. The hummingbirds and the deer, very gentle energy. Very gentle energy. It's a creative vibration as well, but it's new and it's fun. Remember communication, communication, communication. So important. Don't make assumptions. Don't make unconscious judgments either. Or if you are, be aware of them and catch yourself. Okay. It's a new beginning and it is not including you all by yourself. There's somebody else involved here. Absolutely. Happy February 2023, Sag. Below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.